This is a very passionate subject that I'm very passionate about. This unhinged love did not happen for no reason. It was unhinged for many of the reasons. So let me tell you a little bit about it.
MANXTERZS. Yep, that's me. Did I do this right?
It's a very emotional story. It's very deep like my love for these wonderful creatures that mythologically, poetically, lyrically, metaphorically, and just thematically speaking exist in this world because they are real. These creatures are real. But this love, this affection, this passion inside of me that I do have did not get sparked for no reason. It exists for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, all right? It's like that movie, Everything That Happens All at Once. I don't know. I forgot the movie title, but it's something. Once upon a time, I was a little guy. Ew, nasty girl. And me being tiny could never be me, but in this story, it unfortunately happened that way. I was seeded into place and grew into beautiful plant, eventually in the long distance of the futures, but as a little tiny of the seed. I was implemented these tiny little thoughts, these sprinkles. Like, you know that like bread, like fairy bread, like bread, butter, and the little sparkly hundreds and thousands, or whatever they're called. The little beautiful little sparkles, the beautiful of the fairy breads, kind of was like that. It's a fairy tale after all, but a realistic, based on true events type of story. And it all started by a bookstore. This little guy walks into the bookstore and there was this little book called Mystery, which in Italian translates to mistero, a mystery with monsters, mystery of monsters with creatures from all over the land of the places and cultures all over the world. And as I buy this book with my beautiful allowance that I had, I walked back in the car with my mom, and on the first page I do open, maybe you already can tell, it was the werewolf page. And the front page had this beautiful hot bar of werewolf men. We interlock each other's eyes. We look at each other. We look at each other's eyes, and we have that connection right away. And I knew then that I had to figure out ways to how does one become one. And that love, that passion grew burningly hot like a house on the fires, exactly like that. And my heart was in flames with love and joy and connection. So I go back home, I do my little research with my little tiny Chromebook, I look at all the things werewolf related, and I try to figure out literally anything. Anything that had werewolves, I had to put my little tiny paws right in there because I was obsessed about werewolves transformation, and I was always thinking, why couldn't it be me? Why did it have to be that one person? It could have been me. So I delved deeper into everything, every kind of lore, any kind of video game. That's how I got into Skyrim of the Elder of the Scrolls, because of the werewolves. So what do I end up doing? I get more unhinged. I become more insane. I lose my mind. Every single train of the thought that I had was just werewolf. Anything that had werewolves, I put my little nasty little paws in there. My nasty little greasy little Italian paws in there. It was Twilight. It was the horror movie Wolfman. Literally anything. I wanted the werewolves deep right inside me. Not in like that, but like, you know what I mean? Like into my heart, so I can become one of the werewolves. So what do I end up doing? I get more unhinged. I become more insane. I lose my mind. Every single train of the thought that I had was just werewolf. So I figured out, let me spell into my little beautiful search bar, how does one become a werewolf? And guess what? I found these spells. Apparently you can become a werewolf, but all of them tell you you have to go in a forest in the full moon. You have to drink the water of a wolf's paw print, and there's so many ways. Did I do it? Well, I couldn't technically because my mom did never allow me to go outside. My mom locked me up like Rapunzel. No, she didn't. The one time that she would allow me to go like outside, especially in the middle of the night in a full moon, was whenever I had to take my dog out. I had my little dog. His name was Pluto, like from Mickey Mouse, Mickey. I don't know how the song goes. So I go in the forest every few nights, just so I can practice these witchcraft spells, drinking from wolf paws, putting light candles around me, doing all these crazy things, chanting in the middle of the night while I probably scared some people. You know, I was doing all of that while my poor dog was just begging to go back home because my dog was just like, please take me back home. I don't want to be here. I tried to do literally anything that was witchcraft. Literally anything that had to do with trying to becoming of the werewolf spells. I googled literally hypnosis werewolf transformation spells, literally anything. And you know what? Maybe like that video I did about how I became a furry, I think maybe that actually this ties into how I became a furry indirectly. I might not become a werewolf, but look at me now. So it worked out one way or another. As a retrospective, that was very unhinged of me. I was that very unhinged person. And I think this ties into my passion, burning passion, and the love that I have of the werewolves. I just love my werewolves. I want the werewolves. I want to be of the werewolf. And I look at me now. Are you proud of me, Mom? Did you look of the book, Manny? Tell the truth. Did I look the book about like the monsters, which had the page about the werewolves? No. Yes.